Yo, what up everyone? It is Cozy and welcome to this channel. There's a lot changing. I think you might have noticed it in the replaced gameplay that I've been releasing. Got some tube lights. I've kind of upgraded my lighting because like it was dull. I looked at it someday, I was like, you know, this lighting actually pretty sucks. It sucks really bad. It's not good. So I decided to upgrade. But anyway, the reason why I'm doing a talking head video is because I want to pivot and change things around my channel and the content that I do. I want to move away from the videos I've been making. I've been doing a lot of let's plays and part 1, part 2, part 3. It is a maintenance nightmare. I love doing them, but yeah, it doesn't work, eh? Like, you know, if you're in like corporate space, you know what they like to say, like, let's pivot, you guys, you need to pivot, get your ducks in a row, let's think about the strategy. And that's what I want to do for this channel essentially. So anyway, the reason why I'm shifting and changing things honestly is because I'm noticing YouTube is kind of changing the structure. They're pushing a lot of more short form content, so I wanted to pivot and then do something different, and it just makes sense. Long form content videos, especially let's plays, are already doing well for established creators. I don't want to do the same thing, don't keep repeating things. That's the point. I still love gaming. I still want to do gaming focused content that engages and that is thoughtful, interesting, and I just want to engage with like content differently. And the reason why I kind of want to change my angle, I am a UX UI designer in real life. It's what I do professionally, and I think about experience and design with things. So I kind of want to take that angle. I did do a gaming UX course for UX UI in gaming. I'll probably put an image of the certificate. This doesn't make me a professional at all, but it gives me sort of like a 5% edge. Maybe I can do opinions and talk about games from that angle. I mean, maybe that will help. And I just want to break down experiences more. That course brought a lot of thoughtfulness towards how games are created and made, which is really interesting. So things like how to understand characters and how they designed and how they built and how they perceived by gamers, how the player journey is experienced. There were certain things like that were really interesting. So I kind of want to bring that knowledge in and basically talk about games, break down games, things I like, things I dislike. The last game I'm basically going to cover that's going to be let's plays is replaced, and I'm sure by the time this video comes out I'll be completely done with that game and have the ending and done. On the topic of replaced, it's actually a really good game. The reason why it's really good, and I think it did well, if anyone remembers, there was a game called The Last Night that was announced, and Replaced borrowed that visual design that the game had, basically the 2D 3D art style it had. That's why I feel like Replaced really did well, but also Replaced was a really good story, and it fit really well into today's time in terms of like AI and technology, as well as like politics as well. There's a lot of politics in that retro futuristic place that we were playing in Replaced, but it was a really good game. So the only thing that bugged me is because I was recording for YouTube, I couldn't level select. You can't select level. When I was doing the later episodes, I realized that there were a few updates that were made. They included level select, I think, which is great. And then the other thing that bugged me was traversal in the level. There were certain parts where the climbing became too much and too tedious, and I didn't like it. Those are my only takeaways from the game. Other than that, it definitely did well. It leveraged off of the hype, the visual design hype of the game that The Last Night kind of pioneered and established. But anyway, it was a really great game. I really liked it. Anyway, I might do let's plays depending on the game, and if it's really interesting. I'm looking forward to Wolverine. I'm looking forward to GTA 6 maybe. Who knows if that game will ever be released. It's out there in the ether. Who knows what is happening with that game. Hopefully it does come out on November 19th if I remember correctly. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, yes, which is a remake of the original Tomb Raider game. It's the second remake, actually, if you think about it. So Tomb Raider anniversary was a remake of the first game, which was fantastic. I loved it. I played it. I'm a die-hard Tomb Raider fan. It's the reason why I have her tatted on me. I don't know if you can see it. It's a pretty awesome tattoo. So I'm watching Ink Master, and whenever they have Australian people on the show, it's so funny the way they say tattoo. It's so funny and interesting. I like it.
I'm just ready to tattoo industry in Melbourne at a tattoo shop, and I reopen. Even gonna finish this tattoo? It's half the freaking tattoo that I'm supposed to do.
Tattoo. You want a tattoo? Yeah, I want a tattoo. I want more tattoos, actually. Anyway, jumping into other things related to gaming and tech, I did purchase a PS5 Pro. If you watched my video on gaming in 2026, I said I was gonna buy a PS5 Pro. And basically, the reason why I bought it is just to cover kind of exclusives. I'm playing Saurus now. It is freaking amazing. The game is amazing in terms of the feel, the gameplay, how it feels to play on a DualSense controller. It is insane. The only gripe I have with it is the fact that cutscenes run at 30 FPS, which I don't. Why do games do this? It's ridiculous. But anyway, the PS5 Pro is a good console. I do think it has a lot of potential. The three things that they upgraded from the base model in the system, I think it was the graphics. CPU still remained the same. I think it was the graphics, the ray tracing performance, if I'm not mistaken, and PSSR. Pusser. That's how we say it in South Africa. Pusser. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's PSSR. But yeah, that upscaler. Anyway, I don't understand. I feel like the PS5 Pro should have launched as a black console. I mean, black just looks so good on the console itself, and also it would have been a great way for Sony to differentiate between the base model or the other models that they have versus this particular console. I think black just looks great, and the last black console we had was the PS4, or they could have just released black plates. Initially, I wanted to get a PS5 Pro because building a PC is really expensive. Not as expensive as it is right now. It is a bloodbath out there. I was looking at it from a value perspective. It would have been cheaper to actually buy it. And this was before, I think it was kind of announced, or it was rumored, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the PS5 Pro. So I waited, and it came out, and yeah, it's just like, not really, but. And then I decided, let me just get a PC instead, or build a PC. The PS5 Pro is a really good console. I think it does make sense for someone who has never owned a PS5 before. But yeah, I think that the original PS5 is still a really good console. If you do have a really good display, especially if it's either 1440p or 4K, it supports really good HDR, and it has 120 Hz or higher, then the base PS5 is still an outstanding console because it performs a little bit better, especially in performance mode or performance with ray tracing modes. There's no game that's a system seller until GTA 6 comes out, and that's the thing. Sony has kind of failed in giving us a really good exclusive that is a system seller, and that's the problem. That's where they're suffering in this kind of place. But also they did the price increase. I was very lucky when I bought my PS5 Pro. It was like literally 10 days before Sony announced that they were increasing the price. So the PC I have now has an RTX 4080 Super. I have an AMD 950X 3D and 32 gigs of RAM, but 64 now because I upgraded it from when I bought it. And that PC is serving me well in terms of creating the content that I'm doing right now, and also playing games at 4K, and it's really great. And I really planned this. The amount of research I actually did to get this gaming rig was crazy. I was like going through what is the best 4K gaming graphics card you need, what are the specs you need, and everything. The amount of research I did was actually insane, but it was worth it in the end. I eventually landed on, I wanted a 4090 originally, can't do a 4090. It's too expensive. So I landed on wanting to get an RTX 4080 Super. But anyway, that's my PC that I use now. that I use for content creation, I use for gaming. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. You know what? I'm lucky that I built a PC 2 years before all this shit with the RAM crisis and everything happened, because trying to build a PC right now from a value perspective does not make sense at all. Anyway, that's what I wanted to mention. I did say I wanted to cover more VR games on the channel. There are a ton of VR games that I do play on the side. I will feature them as gameplay, not gameplay videos or let's plays. I will just feature them as footage that I add as B-roll and stuff like that, because I'm definitely playing VR games. So basically, I'm still gonna focus on gaming, tech, and all of the lovely things. It's just a change in strategy and pivoting. And that's pretty much it. Anyway, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing, talking at videos. I hope you guys like everything that I've been creating so far. I think as a creator, I'm kind of trying to discover or define my identity and the content I want to create. And I think it takes time. YouTube is a long game. It is just practice as you keep going. And that's what I want to do. And thanks for everyone who subscribed, who's liked videos, who has commented. It has been really fun. Yeah, anyway, do all the lekker things, keep yourself healthy, safe out there. The world is crazy. Lift some weights, you know. There's nothing better than post-pump clarity, you know. It's the best. I promise you. You start lifting weights, you start obsessing over it. So just go to gym, you know, and get some pumps in, some bumps, you know, get that post-pump clarity. After you lift weights, you just feel good, man. Like you just, yeah. I think post-pump clarity, or maybe it's post-pump clarity. Yeah, I think that's the one, eh? Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. This is Cozy.